It's 105, yeah. It's an archive. It's it just picked it up. So it didn't pick up.
Going to delete the entire channel once I figure it out.
Spartans.
Oh, wow.
Corporal Travis, sir. 3
so.
Charlie.
You're streaming right now.
Well,
let's get you out of here.
because
Be advised, we got hostile dropship inbound.
that's what I mean. It's weird because I don't mean to interrupt, but when I was
might not be all of them.
the initial reveal with the dude
LZ is clear.
the dude
Moving
waking
for
him
evac.
up
Affirmative. Transport inbound.
and all of that didn't blow me away. I mean, I don't know. I'm still expecting more from what they showed.
That actually blew away.
And see, to me, it didn't even look as good as Halo 5.
Hey, what do you call this specific DLC?
I can kind of see that. Your weapons. I can kind of see that because, especially on the 1X, the cutscenes are absolutely amazing. But they were going to be
Noble 2, sit rep.
We're at the relay outpost. Doors locked. Mechanism's been flash-fused.
Can you beat it?
I dial up my torch, cut the way through.
Is like
Gonna take some time.
I was blown away.
Okay.
Well, I did.
We're en route to your location.
Watching that Alex Medallia video where he discusses.
Area secure, sir.
It was possible. It was possible. The way the game was lit made it look as good as it looked.
Oh, that. Yeah. No, that. He had a lot of good ones there. Now he's taking further. I would take the criticism further than what he had there. Like, see, my issue is okay. So the first trailer looked absolutely amazing, but that was a game engine demonstration. kind of like explains right there. Like what you see is not guaranteed what you get. But I hope.
Approaching the comm outpost.
I know.
Drop us in the courtyard.
LZ's a little hot, sir.
Put her down, pilot. 6, breaks over.
But I had hoped that was their naming section. And then they had the 2019 trailer that like actual revenue was really good. Yeah, like there's a lot.
I mean, it looked like Halo, but it also looked like Craig.
Move along. Hack control.
Oh, yeah. No.
Is everybody?
Very inbound. I mean, the guy in the chair.
One speed
had blades of grass moving
Clear.
around the soldiers, you know. They had draw distance that was just absolutely insane. You know, they had...
Is there a problem?
You know, the foliage was more than just a bunch of alpha textured sprites. But
Can't see
all
a
of that
thing.
was like
Noble 6, turn on your night vision.
thrown away or ignored.
The audio sounds much better.
You hear the game?
Control room. Go easy.
Yeah, the game audio is too loud.
Dude, that's what I'm worried about. I mean, I can change that. I can probably tweak it on the fly right
I don't
now.
know. Maybe it's all right.
Now you probably don't hear it at all, right?
No, I still hear the game. I still hear the in-game music, and I can hear us talking.
There's like a minute delay. You'll see
I
it
know.
go away. Fucking YouTube. Is it gone now? Should be
The
gone
music's
by now.
off.
Yeah. So I mean, I can tweak that. I mean, the ideal setup would be to have both of them. And I can even see that it's hitting near the red, so I can kind of like turn it down a little where, like right now, it's just like barely touching into the yellow.
It's just the
mostly
music.
in the high
The
grade.
in-game music is really loud. It might be something you could do with the BGM in the game itself.
Yeah. No. There's menu music volume, but no in-game volume. No, like I have it tweaked now that it should be slightly lower. I can tweak it in the streaming application real time, so that's not an issue. I guess the issue is like finding a good balance, but I'd still like to know why I can't have two separate tracks. It's probably because YouTube doesn't. I don't know, because even if I record a video that has two tracks, and I upload that 2-track video to YouTube, they both show up. Like it processes them both into one stream, one video. So I don't know what's going on. And I could have sworn in the past I've streamed it where I had 2 separate tracks, but the only difference was instead of me recording the party audio, I was recording off of a microphone. But both of those are considered audio capture device or audio output devices. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for the heads up.
Are you playing Reach?
Yeah.
Number 6. Search that body.
But yeah,
Where's
you
the
know,
rest of your unit?
We got split.
I'm wondering. I don't know who were the original
It sounded
rumor
bad on the
about them
cops.
dropping.
All right, Corporal. Stay put.
What?
We'll get you a combat station.
I'm watching the game.
Plasma damage.
Found
You
something.
just walked up to Halsey.
I'll take that, 6. Not your domain.
It's not Halsey.
I got a live one over here.
Halsey's not dead.
Come on. Out you come.
Oh, that's probably your character model.
It's all right. We're not gonna hurt you.
George.
I got her.
Oh, this is the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Keep still, and I'll release you.
I gotta tell you, Max, this game looks amazing in 4K.
We've been engaged.
Is it almost collecting and
Bad guy coming out.
That's what I'm playing.
and the game audio is still overpowered to us.
Well, yeah, right now. You can back
Tango
up
for
the
bed. Permission to pursue.
-4, stay on the entrance. 2,
Alright, I turned it down to like halfway.
5 and 6, clear the hole.
Negative 16.8 decibels.
Man, I need to play Reach again. I love armor lock.
Oh, fuck that. But yeah, but
I loved getting. People try to splatter me. Ghosts. I'm so great.
Okay, well, yeah. When it comes to protecting against you, no, I had no problem with armor lock, other than the fact that if I stuck you,
I know.
that was my only issue. If they changed that whole bullshit thing,
The armor lock would unstick the plasma.
yeah, just horseshit, horseshit, I tell you. But I'm wondering where the rumor about them dropping. Potentially dropping Xbox One support is coming from, because it's getting a lot of traction. So that tells me that there's some credibility behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Sony on that. You know, if I'm spending $500, $600 on the new thing, you better give me what that new thing can do.
Yeah, but the funny thing, the silly thing behind that whole drop process is that their launch killer app is in a sense a cross-gen game.
And I think that's wrong.
No, why?
Like I said to you earlier, I don't think Microsoft can do what Nintendo does.
Do it. Get back here.
Well, no, they can't, just for the sheer fact that
Halo is a graphical jewel. It should be.
it should be, but it's
How long?
it hasn't always been. I mean, come on, there was a lot of controversy surrounding the graphics for like Halo 3, for example.
Considering they don't have any
Same thing with Halo
for
2.
graphical jewel, they need to make at least one.
2 minutes is too
No,
long.
that's not true. Gears of War has historically been a graphical showpiece. I mean, granted they have fewer. I will give you that. But you know, the Forza series, we're talking both Motorsport and Horizon, and the Gears series.
Well, I mean, the
and
racing
sometimes the
games
Halo
are always
series.
there.
What's your name?
That's fine. I mean,
Do you live around
but I'm
here?
talking about the premier launch title.
The premier launch title is likely going to be something like Medium. I mean, I don't think the premier launch title has to be a first-party title.
You're going to come out and you're going to tell me, look, my machine can do 1.21 kiloflops of
Man forgets what he is sometimes.
graphics, and then you're going to show me something that looks like a 900p Xbox One game. It's like, ew.
Lock it down, both of you.
Are we talking about Halo? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about Halo Infinite. I'm like, I wanted Battlefield 5 ray trace is what I was seriously expecting.
Signal.
I mean,
patchy, but
with
it's
it
there.
being delayed, there's a good chance that we will get that at launch now, because
Didn't want to ground this place.
like it was probably the same day as the reveal. They said that, you know, a ray tracing patch is, or you know, update is in the works for the game, but it's not gonna come out for the game until after launch.
Covenant are on
I don't think.
Did you say?
See, right now,
fact that-
I'm totally fine with.
It's the winter contingency.
I like what they're doing now with regards to backward compatibility, like what they're doing with the One X, where it just, you know, it improves performance, it improves frame rate. You know, it can up resolution in some cases. That's fine. But when you're going to give me your new thing, I want new experiences to accommodate that new thing.
And I get that. I completely, 100% get that. I'm right there with you. The problem is, we are past the return of getting that at launch. I mean, look.
I mean, we're in it's a cross-generational thing right now that we're stuck in. I get that.
Well, it's not even just a cross-generational thing. That is part of it. Don't get me wrong. That's part of it. But
I mean, I remember when I bought my 360 for the first 9 months of that system, I was playing Halo 2.
Well, that's you.
Be advised,
No.
Kilo 33 and Kilo
With
34,
the
your current
360,
LZ is too
there
hot.
were quote-unquote
Roger that.
next-gen experiences at launch. You know, I had Project Gotham Racing 3 that blew me away. I had Cameo. It's funny too because both Cameo and Perfect Dark Zero were, in a sense, cross-gen games. And granted, you know, Perfect Dark, it had its graphical moments, but I think Cameo was, of the two, a much more technically solid game. Like, I think Cameo was underrated graphically. But, you know, when it came to the 360, we, you know, Call of Duty 2 was obvious. Call of Duty 2 was the killer 360 launch. You know, and but you had Call of Duty 2, you had them, you had PGR 3, which wasn't without its own share of controversy because it was a sub 720p game. But it still looked absolutely gorgeous. And then when it came to the Xbox One, the big next gen experiences with the PS4 and Xbox One were, I mean, granted with you know, with the PS4 you had Killzone, and with the Xbox One you had Rise, Son of Rome. But outside of those two standouts that were both developed by technically, absolutely accomplished developers.
Yeah,
the most of the benefits when it came to the next gen experiences, those came from the jump in memory. That's why we were able to get, you know, thousands and thousands of zombies in Dead Rising 3, or 64 players in Battlefield 4. I mean, memory, you know, it's just something you can. Maybe that's just what I'm missing. It's like, you know, Battlefield isn't here. I don't know. You know, that's certainly part of it. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's
300,000 dead Americans at launch. I mean,
oh God, was it you that told me about how? No, okay, not to flip the script.
No,
something depressing.
But
like,
where I was watching it post.
We're at like 170,000 now. How do we almost double that
by December? We're coming into flu season.
But I saw a report that
the winter it gets worse. They said if we continue on the current trajectory, we're going to have 200,000 by September 1st. Because we're averaging 1,000 deaths a day in America.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, between now and Christmas, there's 50 days, 100 days, who knows?
I just saw a report that...
Yeah, you got 90 days, so that's, 90 times 1,000, what is that? 900,000? Or 90,000, whatever. Maths.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, going back to the whole next gen thing, like, it's... I completely, it's the advancements of next-gen consoles. Yeah, we get more memory, but a good chunk of that extra memory is going to be taken up by 4K textures. And yeah, we get, you know, more advancements when it comes to GPUs and CPUs, but you know, like, you have to understand that the CPUs in the current gen were better than last gen in some ways, but not in a huge way. Like they were pretty much. Oh wow, that was cool. You know, they were pretty much working with similar performance metrics for like the last, what, 16 years or something like that. So, you know, they just went, they basically only worked with more threads. You went from 6 threads
Farragut station has its own comms array.
or 7.
That should
You
bring
went
us
from
back
6
online
threads
when
on the 360 to
Air
7
Base has an
threads
anti-air battery that will help clear the
on
skies.
the next-gen
Gun is
systems.
to the west. Comms array is to the east. Let's roll.
So,
I'm in the jump seat.
I mean, it's going to take some time for developers to wrap their head around properly utilizing these systems. And where the economics comes into play is that, yeah, they can throw a shit ton more NPCs and all this other stuff. But, I mean, does that make a good game? And I mean, there's no guarantee that it will. Like, it's outside, I mean, and that's the thing, like, with the way that technology is stagnated, historically, you know, and we saw the same thing with the last 2 gens, with the 360 and the Xbox One and PS4. Launch titles have pretty much been high-end PC games. But the way that
Hope that comms array has a working
technology is kind
generator.
of stagnated, I mean, high-end PC games should be what we're expecting at launch, and it's just about what we're getting at launch. Like, both systems are going to have launch games that have ray tracing. Both systems are going to have launch games that, you know, like, run at 4K 60 and all of that hubbub. You know, both games are going to have, well, they're going to have at least one game that runs at 120 frames per second, and that's 35.
So does this mean we're not going to see any of Halo multiplayer now, since it's delayed?
I don't know. They've expressed that they want to show that off, but when that happens, I have no. That's a good question. I would
Because
hope.
that's, I mean, considering the backlash they got, I mean, it's like I'm in the camp of everybody else. It looked like Halo. I was totally fine with it. I was expecting more, but it was still Halo. It still looked good.
I mean, when we were talking when we were watching it, and you know I was all in it, but that's largely. I mean, I thought it looked all right. It looked pretty good. There was things that obviously bothered me, but you know,
I think moreover, I was just happy to see a new Halo. Because then
yes,
after,
but moreover, I was
after
happy
I
to see
inspected a
Halo
little
that
deeper,
looked like Halo.
you notice the pop in here and there.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know, when you and I watched it live, it was 1080p, but then you know, the more you watch it, the more. Because like when I watched it, I didn't notice how the texture, the grass culling,
Yeah.
is really short. Like you can see on the corners of the screen where the grass is being cut out of the frame. Stuff like that. So yeah, you know, it I don't know. I was still happy with it, just because it looked like classic Halo, and it obviously, you know, touched a lot of those nostalgic moments. Yeah, of you know, like hitting.
No, I mean,
hitting on
I was right there with you. It very much had that vibe of the first Halo.
Yes.
After you crash on it.
Now let's head for Air
Yep.
Base and get that AA guy
But
online.
you know, it.
Spartans, this is Sword Control. Thought you could use some
I
mobile
mean,
firepower.
yeah, we'll get next gen games at launch, but
Take that cog, Six.
especially, I mean, and it happens every generation. You look at Halo 3 to Halo 4, or Gears of War 1 to Gears of War Judgment, or Gears of War 3, you know, or, you know, Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 3. You know, even last year, this generation, we got, I mean, Gears 4 looked amazing, but Gears 5 is just a technical marvel. Same thing with, you know, Uncharted 4 to The Last of Us 2.
You think we'll get price and release dates this weekend?
No. No.
It's so stupid to me.
That's happening next month.
September?
Yeah. At least with Microsoft, that's happening. I mean, it has to happen.
They're gonna wait for Sony to make the first move.
I don't. They're gonna wait it out as long as they can, but
I seriously think they want to wait to be the second. They want to have their moment where Adam Boyes, what's his name, did that thing where they handed the game to one another and said, "Here, this is how we share games on PlayStation."
Yeah, that they want to have it backstage right before the show.
Yeah, they want to have that. They want to have that moment. Microsoft wants that moment back.
No, but they both want that moment. That's why they're playing this game of chicken right now. The thing here is that, like, yes, I think Sony. I don't know. Like,
I'd like to see Microsoft just needs to come out and say $3.99 and be done with it.
But they won't, though. But they don't have to. And that's the thing. You know, let's say theoretically. I don't think this is going to be the thing. Let's say theoretically.
I think if they came in at $3.99, I think that would crush the soul of Sony, because I think they are coming in at $4.99 or better.
I think Sony is doing $4.99 and $3.99 for the digital edition, and they're just willing to eat the cost of the digital edition because they know that they're going to.
The digital edition isn't going to save that. Isn't going to save them that much money. What's
no,
like $20 for an optical drive?
Yeah, no, they will lose more money on the digital edition. They will, if that's the price, layout. But the thing is, they get more money per game software sale by selling it digitally.
Do you think they tie PS Now to PSN?
No. Not yet, at least. I don't think they're, because if they tie
their technology's not there.
No. Well, I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, as someone that's subscribed to PS Now, it's got some serious issues they need to work out. But it's not so much a technology thing.
But it works similar as Game Pass, right? Or even a little. It works similar to xCloud and Game Pass.
It's like xCloud and Game.
Because you download some of that stuff, don't you?
You can download the PS3 games, or I'm sorry, the PS4 games. Yeah. So in that instance, it's very similar to Game Pass. The problem is,
okay, so it doesn't let you down. You're not downloading PS3, PS2, or PS1 games. You're streaming those.
No, they don't even offer PS1 games on the service. Offering PS1 games on a streaming service.
Oh, that's Day Zero canceled. Pre-order canceled.
But I mean, it'd be kind of silly to offer PlayStation 1 games that usually average around like 600 megabytes. The moment it takes for the game to load for you to stream it, you can have the thing downloaded. But no, PS2 games, I'm not even sure if they still offer PS2 games. I know they used to. But PS3 games you can't, and PS4 games you can stream or you can download. Like Project Cars, when we were playing it the other day, I got that off. I got that off of PlayStation Now. The issue, one of the major issues there is that if you and I are in a party on the PS4 and I launch a stream of a PS4 in PlayStation Now, it disconnects me from the party and it forces me to start another party through the streamed game, if that makes sense. There's no like seamless transition.
Doesn't Xbox do that with like older games on older versions of Xbox Live?
No. The only thing it does with older versions of Xbox Live is if we're both if you're on the 360 or we're both playing backwards compatible games, it forces me to open the Xbox 360 guide to accept that game invite. But we can stay in a party chat. No problem.
The artifacting in the stream is terrible.
What stream? my stream?
Yeah.
Oh well. Too bad. I'll up the bandwidth. I mean,
I'm just
doing.
you know, these are
doing
critiques.
10. I know. I appreciate it.
And
But,
you're not watching the stream. You're playing the game.
Yeah. No. I'm doing
watching
10
the stream.
megabits up, and I'm pretty sure that's what's recommended, but I can do more. But yeah, no. The problem with
How was your
PlayStation
internet
now-
been since the?
It's been okay. It's weird because what was I downloading? I was downloading
Project Cars or something like that, wasn't it? F1.
No,
2019.
Oh, F1, yeah. And I was getting like 300 megabit down, which is fine for me. It's not my max, but I never got my max on Xbox. But I mean, you know, it was not handicapped. But yeah, no, the problem with PlayStation Now is it's not the service, it's not the selection of games, it's the quality of games. Until they start offering first-party games day and date like Microsoft does, I don't think it makes sense to make a merged bundle.
Yeah, they probably won't do that at all because
They will eventually.
they can still charge $60 for their games and make more money.
See, that's the thing, though. Okay, that's where the argument for the trade-off is. Let's say you sign up to Game Pass for Gears 5, okay, and you love the multiplayer. Yeah. Initially.
Oh God.
What?
The feels when I'm watching this.
Oh. Initially, they're gonna lose out on that $60, no doubt there.
Because this is where they ape. Gears right here.
Oh.
Hammer the hammer dog.
Hammer Dawn, yeah. But they lose. Ooh, I gotta back up. They lose out on the $60 for the initial sale. But if you get it for Gears of War 5 and you love the multiplayer, and then you find a handful of other games that you love and stuff like that, they got a lot more than just $60 out of your ass after you sign up for 6 months. If we're talking about Game Pass Ultimate, even if we're talking about regular Game Pass, after 6 months they got the $60. The business model behind Game Pass isn't. It's to trade a upfront earnings to long-term earnings. So. Plus, like what we talked about the other day, we had that indie developer that talked about how their games sold better on Xbox than PlayStation. The one of the key things about Game Pass is the discoverability. And on top of that, like games, I don't know how long they have to be on the service for you to get the 20% discount. Maybe it's a month or two or something. But I mean, you do get a discount when you buy games that are on Game Pass. So not only are you able to try the game before you actually buy it, but Game Pass does give games discoverability. Like there's a developer I follow on Twitter that's making like the Echo the Dolphin type game. I don't know if you're aware of it. And he's actually kind of perturbed about Microsoft not being so willing to put his game on Game Pass. He wants his game on Game Pass. Because not only do you, as a developer, get a cut. And that's the thing, like, no one really knows how the business model for Game Pass works. Is it like Netflix where, god damn it, where Netflix, you know, if you're a content creator or whatever you want to call it, if you're a movie or a show producer or a show studio, the money that you get from Netflix is in accordance to how often people watch it, if that makes sense. Is it the same thing with Game Pass? Because whenever you launch a game on Game Pass, it pops up on the bottom right-hand corner that it's a Game Pass game. So does that mean that these games that you know people are loading on Game Pass, do the developers get a cut? You know, however much playtime someone gets on it, like an average gamer. I don't know. Holy shit. I forget how brutal the elites are in this. At least without any, like, real weapons.
West.
Oh!
Yeah, I wanted more game. I was hoping that Infinite was going to have more of the bells and whistles that Ninja Theory's Play 2 had.
Nah. Well, I mean, no. Because Hellblade 2 is being designed for a next-gen game from the ground up.
I know.
And there is... You know, they are going to be held... 343 is going to be held back by having so many years rooted. Even if they drop Xbox One as you know, support, there's still going to be, like, legacy that's going to affect how the game is. Like, you know, dropping Xbox One will make it easier to accomplish some of those next-gen goals, but it's not going to be the same as... And we're not going to see a next-gen Halo until they do, like, a Halo Infinite 2.0 reboot. Not reboot, but you know what I mean. Refresh. Or they come to their senses and realize that a 10-year goal for a game is fucking stupid, and they release, like, Halo Infinite 2.
It's just marketing speak is all that is.
Maybe
we've got a 10-year.
I don't know.
A 10-year plan. There's no such thing.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, that Bungie said the same thing with Destiny. We saw
I know, and it was a lie. Yes, it was a lie.
Well, the way that I took it with Destiny was that
Bobby Kotick needed a new small Caribbean island, so.
The way I took it with Destiny was that you were going to be able to take... It wasn't going to be one game over the course of 10 years, which is what, you know, 343 is making it sound like with Halo Infinite. But instead, you were going to be able to take that one character over the course of the trilogy that lasts 10 years. And, you know, they kind of did that because you were able to transfer your character over to Destiny 2. But you're pretty much rebooting your character because they reboot the series. I mean, Destiny 2 is not what they originally had planned.
Should I not talk to you when I'm playing Senua's Sacrifice?
Are you playing Senua's Sacrifice now?
Should I put this game down until I...
Yes!
By myself?
Okay, yes, two things. Yeah, that's a yes. Stop playing it right now. And two... When your headset's a PlayStation headset, right?
No, it's a SteelSeries Arctis 7.
I don't know what that means. Like it's the PlayStation version though, right?
It actually it'll play with all of them. I mean, I'm talking to you right now on it.
Okay.
But I can listen to game audio through it as well.
Okay. You want to the whole reason I'm asking is because you want.
All I do is plug the 3.5mm cable in the base of the controller. I get Xbox.
Okay.
So.
Okay. You want to play the game in stereo because that is how you take advantage of the binaural audio.
No, I mean it was. I was getting left and right channel when I was
Okay.
at the beginning
But
of the
yeah,
game.
you want to stop playing.
She was freaking out because she was hearing the voices in her head.
Such
She's
a good game.
schizophrenic.
Yes. Oh, I know. I beat the game twice. I own the game 3 times. I'm a huge fan.
Commander, this
There,
base won't survive
there
unless
is
Salvo
one
can
part of the game
kill those banshees.
that you are going to hate.
We need those long
I'm just
swords
telling
in
you
the
that
air.
right now.
Is it a stealth only? Because that's the only
No.
thing I hate about. I mean,
Nope. Has nothing to do with stealth.
don't force me into stealth, and then give me a game over if that stealth falls apart. Because
You might find you might not care for some of the puzzles.
I mean,
But,
there's always YouTube for that.
Yeah. You know.
But I mean,
But,
they seem like, from what I was able to tell, they seemed a lot like the Joker puzzles from Batman.
I wasn't bothered by them. I was fine with them.
Because like there are some puzzles in Batman where you have to make a question mark,
Yeah.
and the circular thing might be somewhere in the environment, and the dot somewhere else. You've got to position yourself, then like take a screenshot of it, and sometimes that can be quite finicky. And from what I've seen of Hellblade, it does a similar kind of thing.
Off Tango's neutral.
Mobile team, longswords are inbound.
Except it
Yeah,
may
no,
not be quite as on the nose as what regular stuff was. Like the environmental aspects might not be so overtly pointed out to the player.
No, they're not. You have to actually pay attention, but they're there. Like, they're not hidden.
I mean, the game's been out for a while. YouTube exists. I will just watch a walkthrough.
Okay. Well, if you make it that far, there is a part that's going to still try your patience.
Nice work, by the way.
I aim to please.
I played
But
Dark
it's-
Souls.
5, 6.
This tries your patience in a different way. I don't want to give anything away, but you'll know when you hit
Repeat.
it. Let's just put it that way.
Sounded like you said Halsey.
Well, I mean, is it?
Copy that on our way.
What was that? What was that
Don't
game
need
on
Lamar
the
to tell me.
GameCube that was
Been on
Silicon
hers half my
Knights?
life.
Oh,
I requested your assistance,
Eternal
Commander,
Darkness.
and do not need a
Yes.
report on events that occur on my own.
No,
terms.
it's
Is it
not.
like?
What
Is it?
I do require is a
Oh, it's not like
detailed
that.
I mean, there's
account of
moments
previous
that are
engagement.
like that are mind-fucking, don't get
It's
me
been
wrong.
too long.
Yeah, that's what I was
But-
looking.
Mom,
What have you done
know,
with
they're-
my armor?
No,
Just
this is strictly
additions
a
I made.
level / gameplay design section
Physigraph
that
relay.
I hate
Its
it.
data center was home to one of my xenoarchaeologists, Professor Laszlo Sornak.
It made me put the
Perhaps
game
you
down
could
for
shed
2
some
days.
light on his death.
If he
But
was
when
a
I got
civilian
back
male
to
in
it,
his
I was fine.
mid-60s,
You know, I beat it,
died with
but
a Covenant energy
it's
sword through his abdomen.
not a fun
Release.
part.
they engaged us as well. It was just after we found your scientist's daughter, Mom. She was
I
hiding
can't
in
wait
They're
for
there.
part 2, though.
The elites. Tell me more about them.
3, Zealot class. One got bias. The leader, from the looks of him.
Zealots. You're certain?
Their armor configuration matched.
Shield strength too.
I gave the order not to pursue. Our primary objective was to get the station's relay back online.
Your primary objective? Commander, are you a puppet or a Spartan?
Case combat.
Ma'am?
There are those at Oni, myself included, who believe the Covenant dispatch
Really want a
elite
flight
advanced
stick.
teams to hunt down artifacts
I do
of value
too.
to their religion.
Oh
Survivor
my God,
account
do I.
suggests such teams
Just
are
'cause I
small,
hear highway
humble, and
things,
almost always zealot class.
Every time
doubt
I get
the
into a
case
jet
mistook
game.
them for the abundance of Oni excavation data stored
Ow,
there.
ow,
Man,
ow,
And
ow.
let them get away.
I know
Data
we've
retrieval was
talked
not
about this
command
multiple times,
directed.
but it's
Even
such a
had
shame
we
that we
known,
don't live
we had
closer
other more
because
urgent matters
I
to
would
attend
love to
to.
see you
One
play
planet.
the VR mode for that.
Professor Sorvat's final entry
Oh,
in
God.
his field notes made reference to a latchkey discovery.
I wish, like, that's what I'm sitting there hoping that, like I said,
So let's
I've got that rig that I'm getting for racing, and I want.
Cat.
I'm hoping that
I was
with
alerted
Flight
the moment you
Simulator
attempted
coming
to
out,
access
that
its contents,
Logitech
as I am with any
or Thrustmaster or
unauthorized
somebody
cat.
supports the consoles.
That
a
data
bit
is
better.
classified Tier 1.
What do you mean?
I could send you to the brig for interfering with my
Logitech
work.
has got some really nice
Maybe
stuff,
you'd like
but it's
to
all
join
PC, to my
I'm
knowledge.
sorry?
We're
Oh, like
currently
flight
under
stick stuff?
emergency planetary.
They've got like an
directive.
actual
We're
yoke, like
contingency.
the
I'm
steering
sure you're
wheel that
familiar
like
with
you
the
pull
punishment for
in and
civilian
out to
Yeah,
adjust your
yeah.
altitude.
Are you threatening
Oh, so we're
me?
talking
Yeah,
about
it's-
like
it's-
a jet
just
flight
making a
stick. We're
reading
talking about an
suggestion,
actual
man.
yoke, like with the.
Yes.
Let's move,
Yes.
noble team.
I forget what it's called.
Mom,
It starts with
No,
an
if-
S.
We'll be
If
all
they had
George.
like proper force feedback, that would be quite interesting. That would be. That'd be something else. And I mean, granted, I have not given it the time because I've been messing around with the stream and other stuff with the channel, but I still can't fly more than 15 minutes without fucking like causing some kind of critical malfunction with my airplane. Now, I know I can turn down a lot of and the crazy thing is, I'm only halfway through the sim aspect. I'm half sim and half whatever casual, and I know I can turn it like all the way down and probably make it like an Ace Combat type game, but I don't want to. Like I want to gradually move all the sliders up to full sim.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly where I'm at with racing. I mean, I want the full sim experience. I want, I want to be in a situation on a transcontinental flight. The doctor's sick. Is there anyone on board that knows how to fly a plane? And I can immediately throw up my arm. I will save everyone.
When the cat runs out, direct action is always necessary.
But it's just crazy that even halfway through of the slim, because there's like 5 or 6 sim sliders, okay?
And they ain't cheap.
Or, whatever, game assist sliders. And even halfway through, if you do something like you take an unexpected nosedive on your airplane, you like tear a wing off or something, like you hit a critical malfunction and it quit, you quit the game. It's
well, because you're exceeding the structural limitations of your vehicle.
No, I get why, but it's like figuring out where those limitations are. I don't know. And granted, I haven't flown anything other than I think you can pick to fly any of the 20 aircraft you get in the base game. You don't have to like earn them. But I've only.
It was Flight Simulator 2000 that the terrorists used to practice to fly planes into buildings in New York.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I read that somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's true.
Oh, I mean, I can kind of.
Well, I mean, it's always been kind of the
granddaddy
edge.
sim. Yeah,
it's leading edge of flight simulations, especially for
like
consumer level.
Yeah. And it, man. God, like. I can't wait until it comes to I can't wait because by the time it comes out, the Series X is going to well be out. Assuming you have a Series X, I cannot wait to hear your impressions of this game. Like I played it pretty much every day since this came out, at least like an hour, maybe less, half hour to an hour.
What?
Flight Simulator.
Okay.
Yeah. So like. I mean, I haven't given the proper time to learn learn it. I basically it's kind of like a game of survival just to see how long I can stay up the air without crashing or destroying my airplane. But every single time I load it up, man, my mind, like I'm legit playing a next gen game now. That is the best way I can put it. I am legit playing a next gen game now. And that's that's after I played other games. Now, granted, my GPU doesn't support ray tracing, so whenever I can turn on ray tracing on my GPU. NVIDIA enabled it, so you don't need an RTX card to have ray tracing. I've tried ray tracing in games that I have it enabled, and I'm playing it at like 720p at 30 frames per second. And yeah, it's cool and everything, but like legit, Flight Simulator on my current rig is the first time that I've thought like that the best way I can describe it, and that keeps on going through my head, is that I'm playing next gen right now. And especially whenever I'm flying over Cleveland, just because I know that, so, you know, that city so well, and I'm just flying over Ohio. It's I mean, I didn't quite make it from Cleveland to Columbus without crashing, but I mean, I literally tried to fly over the route that I drove so many times, and it's absolutely surreal how even down to certain billboards that are on the freeway are in the goddamn game. It's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
A yoke, throttle, and toe brake would be about $100.
$100. That's it.
$400.
Ooh.
That'll give you a yoke, a throttle quadrant, and then your foot pedals to adjust your rudders.
Does the yoke have force feedback? Does it say?
The yoke and throttle quadrant are $170, and then the foot pedals by themselves are $170.
I should look into that. No, I can't. See, I can't be like you, Max, and spend like all this money on a rig. I'm saving for next gen system. I need to save like $1,300 for 2 goddamn systems that are coming out this year.
It's too bad you couldn't buy it anyway. It's sold out.
What the fuck? Why? You know what? Why am I talking to you right now?
Real steel precision bearings, and like this is